Hey, good morning. Welcome everybody in. So grateful to have you here today. Um, so today's goal is to talk about limiting beliefs. And so I'm curious, have you ever felt stuck, like you're unable to move forward despite your efforts? Or maybe you have dreams and goals and aspirations, but something inside of you keeps telling you that you can't achieve them, that you aren't good enough. That'll never happen for you. These feelings are often the results of something that we know as limiting beliefs. These are deeply ingrained thoughts that hold us back. And today we're going to explore what limiting beliefs are and how they form. And most importantly, how to overcome them. I'm just so overwhelmed and excited to have everyone here with me today. I appreciate each of you so much. And if you're catching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. You're going to get so many more videos just like this one with these brilliant teachings coming at you um, until I don't do it anymore. And hopefully that won't be the case anytime soon. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Welcome to another episode of Alchemy of Ease, the podcast where we explore the transformative power of aligning the mind, body, and soul to live your best life. Incredible and expansive. I am your host, Brittany, and today we are diving deep into the topic of limiting beliefs and how to overcome and achieve your goals and your life's aspirations. With that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. What are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are the negative thoughts and perceptions that restrict our abilities and potential. They're like invisible barriers that prevent us from achieving our true potential, our goals, our aspirations. Any little voice that you hear in there that says, why me? You can't do this. You're not good enough. Who makes or what makes you think that you're capable of this? Yeah, those are limiting beliefs. And you picked them up somewhere between conception and probably the age of 7. And we're going to talk today about how to change them. Now, I follow this fella. His name is David Bayer, and I absolutely love his teachings. And he actually describes limiting beliefs as mental constraints formed by past experiences that dictate our thoughts, our emotions, our actions. They influence how we perceive ourselves and the world around us, often without even realizing it. And Bayer goes on to teach 5 primary drivers for limiting beliefs as far as this concept to explain how our beliefs actually shape our reality. Okay. So there's 5 primary drivers according to him. And the first primary driver is dun da da da. That's right, you guessed it, your beliefs. So the thought process here is that what we believe determines what we think. Then number 2 is our thoughts. So our thoughts influence our feelings. Number 3, our feelings drive our actions. Number 4, our actions over time become habits. And number 5, our habits determine our quality of life. Now, if we were actually studying Dr. Joe Dispenza's work today in this little mini workshop, then you would know that your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and then your habits create your personality. which also is your personal reality. Boom. Did your head just like go? Because mine did the first time I ever heard that. All right. So your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your habits create your personal reality. That's what it all boils all that's what it all boils down to. So this cycle right here shows how powerful our beliefs actually are. If we believe that we're not good enough, that thought will manifest in our feelings, our actions, our habits, and ultimately our personal realities. So, I'm going to give you some really great ways to identify your limiting beliefs today. And the first step in overcoming a limiting belief, right, is awareness. It's to identify them. So, one of the things that I like to do is ask myself where I'm feeling stuck. Where in my life am I stuck right now? What are the beliefs that I'm holding about this situation? Um, you know, it's my belief that if you're feeling stuck, it's because a limiting belief is at play. And so, one of the things that I love to do, this comes from Bayer as well, is I call it a brain dump, and probably he does too. That's likely where I got the terminology from it. But I'm just going to show you what I do every morning when I wake up, because it's literally one of the first things. I meditate, then I journal. And so it's like, what all is happening in Brittany's head right now? Where am I feeling stuck? What are the negative beliefs that I've woken up with today? And so what I do is in my journal, let's see, can we see it? Oh no. Oh, there it is. In my journal, it'll be all right. In my journal, I write down a belief. Then I write down the opposite of that belief. And then I find evidence to support what I know is actually true. So we're going to talk about in just a minute how to transform these limiting beliefs. And I'm just going to kind of show you how to use that I just gave you. I'm going to give you an example here. I have a client. Her name is Lisa, and she is also a coach. She has this belief that no one wants to be sold to, that they won't buy anything that she has to sell, that she's not credible, she's not smart enough, she's not relevant. Like, these are all the things that are going through her head all the time. And because of all these limiting beliefs, these doubts that she has created within her own human, she doesn't promote herself. She posts on Facebook every now and then and like waits for somebody to just be like, hey, it's me. I've been looking for you everywhere. And we all know that that's a sucky strategy, right? It's not a strategy that's going to get you consistent months of any amount. So what we found is that this belief affected her thoughts, her actions, and definitely her results. And it was leading to her not making the impact that she wanted to make. It was leading to her bank account being empty. It was leading to her feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, and like she wanted to give up because it wasn't working. She felt like a failure. And what's so cool about this is once she reached out to me and I was able to help her identify what was actually holding her back, and we got to the root of these beliefs that she had, and she was able to change that belief on a cellular level, then she was actually able to promote the workshops that she was doing and go on to sell her coaching packages. and she's actually doing really great right now. She's harnessing about 10K months, and that to me is spectacular because I'm not even a business coach. I didn't teach her any of the marketing strategies or, you know, anything like that. I got her into I didn't do it. I didn't teach her any marketing strategies. I didn't teach her how to sell. I didn't teach her all of those things. What I guided her towards was her own personal alignment, realizing what was off and helping her get it into a straight line, right? Her alignment, so that she could be successful and thrive because there was so much proof. She had so much proof that what she was doing, she was called to do, but she was afraid. And so we had to get to the bottom of that fear, what was actually causing it. And once we did, she's freaking successful now, you know? Like, I'm so proud of my clients who actually come and listen and apply themselves, right? I see you. I know, girl. I saw what you did. Okay. Um, oh, I need, yep. Oh, not the time. All right. So that's it, right? We have to identify those beliefs. And once we do, we can begin to shift them on a cellular level. And once you do, man, man, that's a powerful, powerful place to be in. Okay. All right. So let's talk about transforming those beliefs. So obviously, there are several steps to this whole transformational process, right? It's not going to happen overnight. It is totally a journey. That is why support is a wonderful thing to have, to be held accountable and all that jazz. And because let's be honest, we don't know what we don't know until we know we don't know it, right? So guidance is helpful. Now, the first step, as I mentioned before, to transforming limiting beliefs is awareness. Recognize and acknowledge those limiting beliefs. Once you've seen them and you're aware of them, it becomes a whole lot easier to flip the script. And that's where my activity comes in of writing the belief down, writing what you'd rather believe instead down, and then writing the proof down for that. So I'm going to give you an example of mine, okay? Because this is all, it all goes together. This is literally how I transform the beliefs. So when I woke up and brain dumped this morning, my limiting belief, the very first one that I wrote down, because as you saw, I had that paper full. Hey, I'm a coach, but I am not perfect. And let me tell you, the last thing you want to do is hire the perfect coach because there's no authenticity in that. And that's just me putting it down like it is. So, anyways, my first belief that I wrote down this morning was this is hard. There's all kinds of reasons and excuses and stories running through my head as to why this feels hard, right? But I wrote it down because it was one of the things at the forefront for me this morning. This is hard. Raise your hand if you think this is hard for me. Right? This is not hard. This is what I love doing. I love talking to people. I love breathing life into people. This is it right here. There is not one single thing about this moment in my life that is hard for me. Not one single thing. And so I go, okay, so my belief is this is hard. I write that down. What I would rather believe instead is that this totally comes natural to me. And that's what I wrote down. Belief, this is hard. Opposite, this comes natural to me. Okay. Then I needed to find some proof. What is my proof that this comes natural to me? Well, duh, it's with the clients that I have, the wins that they're sharing, right? Just like some of you right here, right now, all excited up in those comments. I see you. The one-on-ones that I've had immense success with, and our retreats that freaking kick tail. I mean, we've had people leave our retreats and their facial recognition on their cell phones wouldn't even work, you guys, because they had changed and up-leveled so much in that 3, 4, 5, 7 days, depending on what retreat you come to, that their facial recognition didn't even work anymore. How incredible is that? That's like jumping timelines incredible. Okay? All right, so that's it. I wrote down my belief, which is this is hard. I wrote down the opposite, and then I wrote down my proof, which is my clients, my one-on-ones, and our retreats all day long. This is easy for me. Does my YouTube channel show me that this is easy for me? No, not yet, because I haven't been applying myself. Let's be real. I've been focusing my energy in nurturing my clients. And now here I am nurturing my clients, but also creating content for my YouTube channel, which feels really daggum good. So, awareness. Recognize and acknowledge your limiting beliefs. Number 2, question these beliefs when they come up. I woke up this morning. Man, this feels so hard today. Oh, better write that down. That is not true. But see how I instantly went to that is not true? You might not be there yet. You might be at, is this true for me? Does this feel hard? Because it is very real. If it feels hard, it sucks. And let me tell you what, Brittany is really good at getting you in alignment for that and finding you something that doesn't feel hard. Okay, I'm Brittany, by the way. Yeah, so question it. Is this true? And then once you answer your question, in my case, this is hard. And no, that's not true at all. This isn't hard. Then you write down your proof. Show me why it's not hard. And by me, I mean my own brain, my own self, right? Show me. I feel that it's hard. I say that it's not hard. So I need to now show myself why it is not hard. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah, you got me. All right, I see you. I like it. All right, so awareness, finding the limiting belief, recognizing it. When you recognize it, calling yourself out. Is this true? If it is true, then probably you've got some work to do. If it's not true, you've got some work to do because now you're going to write down your evidence to prove to yourself that it's not true. Okay. Then the third step is your reframe. So this is where you replace that limiting belief with an empowering belief. All right. So let's say, for instance, I am a recovering not enougher. I'm also a recovering people pleaser. But my biggest thing for my whole life, and it still surfaces sometimes, is I'm not good enough. Right? So let's say something comes up and someone criticizes you. Or let's say you're at work and you have this brilliant idea and you prepare it and you get so excited about it and you take it to your upper management and they're like, oh, it's a great idea, but I don't think it's right for this campaign. Crunch, right? Did anybody feel that crunch? Absolutely. Absolutely, you felt that crunch. And so that's where some of these limits and beliefs could start popping in, right? I'm not good enough. Nobody understands. Why don't they get how exciting this actually is for this campaign? There's a step missing, is essentially what it is. And you're in it so you don't see it because your beliefs jump right out there to protect you. All right. So if you have that belief of, I'm not good enough, you could reframe it to, um, I'm capable and deserving of success. I'm capable and deserving of success. And then you find the proof. What is your proof? If you're going to start telling yourself this statement every day, if it's not true, if you don't feel that it's true, you're not going to stick to it. So, what's your proof? How do you know you're capable and deserving of success? Write it all down, get it on paper, see it for yourself. There is a connection that your brain makes that doesn't happen if you're writing. When you write things down, your brain makes a specific connection. And better yet, if you write it down and read it aloud, right? So you're writing it, your voice is saying it. Now your brain and your body are hearing it. You are connecting all of those neurotransmitters and neuropathways. It just doesn't happen the same when you type it. But it's still good to put it down, period. Okay. So there is one more thing that I want to talk about that David Bayer shares, because this is where we're at this point. Okay. He also talks about the echo effect. And this is where a delay happens between adopting a new belief and seeing it manifest in your reality. All right. So, for example, if you've walked around for 35 years believing that you're not good enough, you're not going to tell yourself, I'm capable and deserving of success one time, and then boom, you're great. Like, that's not going to happen. Sorry if I just rained on your parade. Actually, no, I'm not. Love you though. With love. With love. Um, yeah, so that's called the echo effect. It's where there's a delay between adopting a new belief and manifesting it into your reality, right? And this is because our past beliefs still influence our current circumstances until they fully and totally dissipate. It's essential to be patient and persistent during this time of transition. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but from what I noticed about myself today, I really like instant gratification. And so we tend to do things once, twice, three, 10 times even. And then all of a sudden, we're not seeing our return on our investment. So we set it to the side and, oh, that doesn't work. When in actuality, it does. We just lack a belief because there's a different belief in there, like hoarding us, right? I don't know. So it's really a time where patient and persistence is crucial. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here, I have something really exciting to share with you about this, and I'm not going to share it yet because I've put some practical steps together for you for overcoming limiting beliefs. And I want to go through those, and then I want to share this really exciting thing as like the final step because it could be really helpful. Um, so the first thing I would say if somebody came to me and they're like, "Man, I'm just struggling right now, like I feel stuck, I don't know what to do." And I'm not in a position where I can really talk to them or coach them or help them through whatever's going on right now. Maybe I'm walking into a meeting or, something like that. I'm going to look at them and I'm going to, hey, do you journal? And 99.9% of people, no, not that high of a statistic, but a good amount of people are going to say, oh no, I don't journal. I've tried that. It doesn't work for me. Boo. That's a story. Okay. That's a story, period. And I know there's some of you in here who have that story, and I've gently nudged you in the right direction, but I'm telling you right now, journaling is going to change your life if you start doing it. Regardless of whether you write, whether, whatever your story is that says I can't journal, that's a limiting belief. And ultimately, when you write down your thoughts and your feelings, it helps you to identify patterns and all of these underlying beliefs that we're talking about today. That's why every morning I brain dump. Granted, I have a very specific strategy that I use now to do it, which is beliefs, truth, proof. I was like, wait, where's my rhyming word? Beliefs, truth, proof. And there are still days where I sit down and fill up 3 and 4 pages in my journal, just letting it all go because there's been so much going on. And let me tell you, when you have moments like that, that's when the creativity flows. You get all those thoughts cleared out, and then you have space. You've expanded your mind, so to speak, so that you can bring in moments for creativity and excitement and fun and joy in your life. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for, is to help you curate some joy and some ease in your life. So I'm going to say, write down your thoughts so that you can identify those patterns and those underlying beliefs. It's life-changing, absolutely life-changing to journal every day. It's part of my morning routine. Having a morning routine is life-changing. That can be a whole nother video. But journaling it helps you get everything down on the paper. Okay. Number 2, practical step to overcome limiting beliefs: affirmations. Now, this is where you use positive affirmations to reinforce new beliefs. You repeat them daily to reprogram your subconscious mind. This is where the echo effect comes in. You start saying the new affirmation and it doesn't work right out of the gate. And then all of a sudden it's like, doesn't work. I'm done with that. On to the next thing. No, you keep going. You keep going. We learn by repetition. Okay. It's like building a muscle. You don't just walk into the gym and bench 385 pounds the first day, right? You have to build the muscles, the strength, and the mental fortitude to make that happen. Then it's there. And once you got it, and you're good. All right. Repetition is so key when it comes to embedding things. But remember, I have a surprise for you. Then number 3 is visualization. All right. Imagine yourself achieving those goals, living that incredible, expansive life that you desire, and solidifying the new beliefs that you've created. Excuse me. Your mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's not real. So when you visualize something and you do it over and over and over again, you are literally creating a neural pathway. And that neural pathway, once it happens again and again and again, it has no choice but to make a connection. Okay? No choice. Now, if you visualize it once or twice and then cut it off, then it's it. You've pruned it, right? It's a synaptic prune. Otherwise, when you keep visualizing and you keep going, it has no choice but to make the connection because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So visualization is super key here. All right. Then the last thing is seek support. Work with a coach or a therapist who can guide you through the processes of identifying these beliefs and transforming them. And so that's where my surprise comes in, right? It's not a surprise for those of you who know me already, but I'm a rapid transformational therapist. This is literally what I do. Identity shifting is literally what I do. My clients come to me when they feel lost, when they feel stuck, when they're struggling with who they are and what's next, when they don't know where their life is going. That's when my clients come to me, and I am there for them and provide them with the awareness to get aligned so that they can create that crazy, expansive, and ease filled life that they desire. So, with rapid transformational therapy, we're going to put you directly into alpha or theta state. Really, it's deep theta because it's REM, and wire these new affirmations that you are creating into your brain so that it does have almost, it's like instant, right? And it doesn't always happen instantly. Sometimes it happens over time and you don't even realize anything has changed. And then all of a sudden, one day you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. Holy smokes. It's because you wired it in on a subconscious level and it wasn't something that you had to do every day. And then your amygdala got overwhelmed and you just shut that shit down, right? You did it essentially under hypnosis, and it's a beautiful thing. So, if that's something that interests you, then by all means, my contact information is in the description box below. Please reach out to me. I would be more than happy to assist you in any way I can. Um, I do groups, I have courses, I have one-on-ones, I do all the things. We do retreats, as I mentioned before. And before I go any further with that, I want to give you a real life scenario to help you kind of gauge how this can work for you. Okay. Um, so let's say we have someone here who's aiming for a promotion at work. All right. Um, and you really want it. You feel like this is your moment. Have you ever had that where you're like, "Oh, this is it. This is my moment. I don't think I can do it." Yeah. Yeah, me too. So, this is your moment, and yet you feel like you're not qualified for that job. This is where you're gonna put that little activity that I showed you, that exercise where that I showed you earlier to work, right? You're gonna write down on the top of your paper, "I want the promotion," and be very specific, like, what is the promotion, right? Um, then you're gonna write underneath it, create 3 columns, write all of your beliefs that say, "I'm not qualified for this promotion." Then go to the next column and write the truth. What do you want to believe instead? Then go to that 3rd column and list your proof. How do you know it's true already? And that those limiting beliefs are not, in fact, your destiny. Okay. Once you've done this, you can easily reframe that "I'm not enough" to something along the lines of "I have the skills and the experience to excel in this role." And you want that proof so that your brain can see it together. All right. You can use affirmations, you can use visualization to reinforce this new belief. You can set up an RTT session with me and we can wire that in there nice and deep, like, right? And let's get you in total alignment. And then you got to do the work. You apply for the job and you prepare thoroughly for that interview so that your whatever's in there doesn't come back to bite you in the butt. All right. That is real life application of how this works. Now, Overcoming limiting beliefs is a journey that requires awareness, patience, and persistence, as I've told you recently in this video. By identifying and transforming these beliefs, you can unlock your true potential. All right. And you can totally achieve your goals, especially the ones that you've been told are not obtainable by you. And what I want you to remember is that you have the power to change your life because you have the power to change your beliefs and then your mind and then your personal reality. And that's a really impactful place to be. All right. So, without further ado, I want to say thank you for joining me on this episode of Alchemy of Ease today. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave a comment, a review, smash that like button like crazy, and share it out to anybody who you think could benefit from this. I would be so super grateful. And as always, I'm here to support you every step of the way. And if you would indeed like to schedule an appointment with me or a call, just go down there to the description box, shoot me an email, and let's get it set up. All right. Until next time, stay aligned and keep transforming. Toodles. Okay. Until next time, stay aligned and keep transforming. Toodles.